Hi, I'm Sir Dash Masong. Welcome to my college entrance test review, Physics Part 3. Let's start! Physics 21, Newton's second law of motion. A 1,500 kilogram car accelerates from rest to a speed of 20 meters per second in 10 seconds. What is the net force acting on the car? A. 150 newtons, B. 300 newtons, C. 3,000 newtons, or D. 30,000 newtons. Again, a 1,500 kilogram car accelerates from rest to a speed of 20 meters per second in 10 seconds. What is the net force acting on the car? A. 150 newtons, B. 300 newtons, C. 3,000 newtons, or D. 30,000 newtons. Go! Pause the video and try to solve it on your own. Alright, Sir Dash, medyo nalimot ko na yung Newton's second law of motion. Okay, tignan natin. Paano nga ba sinasolve to? I hope and I believe na alala nyo pa rin naman yung formula for this, yung classic equation natin sa Newton's law. Yung F equals ma. That's correct. So, ayun yung Newton's second law of motion. So, sinasabi doon na yung net force is directly proportional sa product ng mass ng object plus ng acceleration ng object. So, from the problem, binigay naman na yung mass ng car, 1,500 kilograms. So, we have to find first the acceleration. Ano nga ba yung acceleration? Ayun yung change in velocity over elapsed time. Okay? So, in equation, that would be A equals V minus U over T. Yung V yung kanyang final velocity, yung U initial velocity, then yung T yung time. Sa ibang book, that's VF minus VI over time or other symbols yung ginagamit nila. For easy reference, ito yung gagamitin natin. Now, ano nga ba yung V? From the equation or from the problem, sinasabi dito na yung final speed ay 20 meters per second o yung final velocity. Walang binigay na direction. So, yung 20 meters per second ay yung magnitude ng velocity niya. Ano? Next, yung U, yung initial velocity is 0. Bakit 0? Kasi sinabi na yung car accelerates from rest. So, 0 meters per second. And then yung time is 10 seconds. So, you have this given quantities already. So, we can now solve for the acceleration. So, plug in lang natin, A equals V minus U over T. That's 20 minus 0 over 10. That is 20 over 10 or 2 meters per second square or 2 meters per second. Ibig sabihin, every second, nag-i-increase yung kanyang velocity ng 2 meters per second. Alright, now we can solve for the net force using the equation F equals ma. So yung m natin is 1,500 kilograms, yung a natin ay kakasolve lang natin na 2 meters per second square. So that is 3,000 newtons. Bakit Newton? Kasi yung 1 Newton ay equals to 1 kilogram times meter per second squared. So the correct answer is letter C. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless. Physics 22. Free fall and acceleration due to gravity. A ball is dropped from rest from a height of 45 meters. Neglecting air resistance, how long does it take to hit the ground? Use G equals 10 meters per second squared. A. 2 seconds, B. 3 seconds, C. 4.5 seconds, or D. 9 seconds. Again, a ball is dropped from rest from a height of 45 meters. Neglecting air resistance, how long does it take to hit the ground? Use G equals 10 meters per second squared. A. 2 seconds, B. 3 seconds, C. 4.5 seconds, or D. 9 seconds. Go. Pause this video and try to solve it. Alright, I hope naalala nyo pa yung free fall motion natin. Okay? Tignan natin ito. So yung free fall motion, basic recall lang, sinasabi dito na yung isang object is in free fall if the only force acting on it is the force due to gravity. So from the problem, nakalagay naman dito neglecting air resistance. Hence, the problem is an example of a free fall motion. So, tignan natin. Binigay na rin yung value ng G, 10 meters per second square. Alright, let's identify the given quantities. Yan. From the problem, binigay yung initial velocity niya, 0 meters per second. Bakit na naman 0? Kasi it is dropped from rest. Yung kanyang displacement is 45 meters. But since displacement is a vector quantity, meron siyang direction. And since it is dropped, ibig sabihin nun, yung displacement is downward. So I will put negative dun sa displacement. Negative 45 meters. For the acceleration, binigay yung magnitude niya, 10 meters per second squared. And we know na acceleration due to gravity is pointing downward or towards the center of the Earth. So I will also put negative there, negative 10 meters per second squared. From here, we can now check yung kinematic equation natin. I hope naalala nyo pa. So we can use one of the kinematic equations. Ito yon. S equals ut plus 1/2 at squared. Yung S yung displacement, yung U yung initial velocity. Okay? Yung A acceleration, yung T yung time. Sa ibang book, yung symbol na ginagamit dito is D equals VIT plus 1/2 at squared. So same lang naman yun. Iba lang yung symbol na ginamit. From there, we can now plug in yung mga values natin. Okay? Again, yung U ay 0, yung A ay negative 10 meters per second squared, at yung displacement natin is 45 meters with a negative. So we can plug it there. And then from the equation, makikita natin ang matitira na lang is negative 45 equals negative 5t squared. Can you follow? From there, yung negative sign can be cancelled already and we can now solve for t. Okay, dividing both sides by 5. Ayan. So 45 over 5 is 9. And the square root of 9 is plus or minus 3. But since we are talking about time, wala namang negative time, we will consider the plus 3. Ibig sabihin, the time it takes is 3 seconds. The correct answer is letter B. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless. Physics 23. Work Energy Theorem. A 2 kilogram box is initially at rest on a frictionless floor. A horizontal force of 8 newtons is applied over a distance of 4 meters. What is the final kinetic energy of the box? A. 8 joules, B. 16 joules, C. 32 joules, or D. 64 joules? Again, a 2 kilogram box is initially at rest on a frictionless floor. A horizontal force of 8 newtons is applied over a distance of 4 meters. What is the final kinetic energy of the box? A. 8 joules, B. 16 joules, C. 32 joules, or D. 64 joules? Go. Pause this video and try to solve it on your own. Alright, sir, paano nga ba i-solve it? Let's see. So una, i-recall natin yung work energy theorem. Madali lang naman yun. Sinasabi lang dito na yung net work done on an object sa box na ito is equal doon sa change in kinetic energy ng box. Ibig sabihin yung work equals delta KE or work equals KE final minus KE initial. Okay, from there sinabi na yung box mo ay initially at rest. Ibig sabihin nun, yung kinetic energy niya is 0. Sir, bakit 0? Kasi di ba yung kinetic energy, ang equation niya is 1/2 mv squared. Kung V ay 0, the kinetic energy is 0. So kapag non-moving, wala siyang kinetic energy. Hence, from the equation ng work energy theorem, we can see na yung work done is equal dun sa kinetic energy final. Ibig sabihin lang nun, we will just need to solve the kinetic energy final. Okay? Or, we just need to solve the work done to get the kinetic energy final. Okay, paano yun? So, let's see. Balikan natin yung work formula natin. The work done by the constant force is given by the equation work equals force times displacement or W equals FD. Okay? Or kapag non-zero yung angle between the F and D, that is FD cosine theta. For this one, parallel naman sila. So, 0 yung angle. So, FD, that would be 8 newtons times 4 meters. So, the correct answer is 32 joules, yung work done. And sabi nga natin, 0 yung initial kinetic energy. Ibig sabihin, the work done is equal to the kinetic energy final. So, the final kinetic energy ng box ay 32 joules. Ang Newton meter is also equal to joules. The correct answer is letter C. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless! Physics 24, Ohm's Law and Series Circuits. 3 resistors of 2 ohms, 3 ohms, and 5 ohms are connected in series to a 20-volt battery. What is the current through the 3 ohm resistor? A. 1 ampere, B. 2 amperes, C. 3 amperes, or D. 10 amperes. Again, 3 resistors of 2 ohms, 3 ohms, and 5 ohms are connected in series to a 20-volt battery. What is the current through the 3 ohm resistor? A. 1 ampere, B. 2 amperes, C. 4 amperes, or D. 10 amperes. Go. Pause this video and try to solve it on your own. Alright, paano nga ba isolve ito? Balikan lang natin yung ating series and parallel connection, yung circuits natin. I hope naalala nyo pa. So una, i-recall natin na may iba't ibang possible connection. Pwedeng may series, pwedeng parallel, or pwede rin namang combination. So for a series circuit, tandaan natin, for resistors in series, the total resistance is the sum of the individual resistances. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung R total or R equivalent equals R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. So in this case, that 2 ohms plus 3 ohms plus 5 ohms. So ang total resistance mo or ang equivalent resistance ng circuit na ito ay 10 ohms. Okay, i-recall lang natin yung sa parallel, baka lumabas sa problem. Kapag parallel naman, ang total resistance niya is 1 over R total equals 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3 and so on. Okay, let's go back to the series. Okay, for this series naman siya, so the total resistance is simply the sum, that's 10 ohms. Now, how do we solve for the current? For the current, we can use the Ohm's law. Yung Ohm's law is simply lang I equals V over R. So, ang voltage naman, binigay na 20 volts yung voltage ng battery natin. Then, yung total resistance, we have solved it lang, that's 10 ohms. 20 volts over 10 ohms is 2 amperes. So, ayun yung kanyang total current. But the question is, sir, ano yung current through the 3 ohm resistor? So, we need to look for the individual current ng bawat resistor natin. The good thing is kapag series, take note, in a series circuit, yung current is the same through every component. Ibig sabihin yung I total is equal to I1 equals I2 equals I3. Again, this is for a series circuit since isa lang naman yung flow nila. Ibig sabihin, yung current na dumadaloy kay resistor 1, ayun din yung dumadaloy kay resistor 3, 4, and the whole circuit. Ibig sabihin nito, the current through the 3 ohm resistor is simply 2 amperes. The correct answer is letter B. Again, this is for a series circuit. Alright, that's it. See you sa next session. God bless! Physics 25. Reflection and plane mirrors. A person stands 2 meters in front of a plane mirror. How far behind the mirror does the image appear to be? A. 2 meters, B. 1 meter, C. 0.5 meter, or D. 4 meters. Again, a person stands 2 meters in front of a plane mirror. How far behind the mirror does the image appear to be? A. 2 meters, B. 1 meter, C. 0.5 meter, or D. 4 meters. Go. Pause the video and try to solve it. Alright, medyo madali lang itong problem. Paano nga ba i-solve ito? I-recall lang natin yung plane mirror natin. Marami tayong iba't ibang types ng mirror. We have plane mirror, meron tayong mga curved mirrors, ayan. Now, ang plane mirror, ito yung mirror na may flat reflective surface. Ibig sabihin nito, nakakapag-produce siya ng virtual image. Ang virtual image ay an image that appears to be behind the mirror but cannot be projected on a screen. So, para siya nasa likod ng mirror. And take note, yung image distance behind the mirror is actually equal doon sa object distance in front of the mirror. Ibig sabihin, if the person stands 2 meters in front of a plane mirror, yung image formed niya is also 2 meters from the mirror. Alright. Please read the question carefully kasi minsan ang tanong dito, how far is the image appear to be from the person? If that's the case, i-multiply mo. For example, dito, kung 2 meters yung person from the mirror at yung image niya ay 2 meters from the mirror, ibig sabihin yung image niya mismo from the person ay 2 meters plus 2 meters or 4 meters. So you have to read the question carefully. But for this problem, ang tinatanong naman ay yung image distance from the mirror. So that is letter A, 2 meters. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless! Physics 26. Density and buoyancy. A cube of wood with a volume of 0.01 cubic meters floats in water with 60% of its volume submerged. What is the density of the wood? The density of water is 1,000 kg per cubic meters. A. 400 kg per cubic meters. B. 600 kg per cubic meters. C. 1,000 kg per cubic meters. Or D. 1,667 kilograms per cubic meters. Again, a cube of wood with a volume of 0.01 cubic meters floats in water with 60% of its volume submerged. What is the density of the wood? The density of the water is 1,000 kg per cubic meters. A. 400 kg per cubic meters. B. 600 kg per cubic meters. C. 1,000 kg per cubic meters. Or D. 1,667 kg per cubic meters. Go. Pause this video and try to solve it on your own. Alright, Sir Dash, nalimot ko na yung density and buoyancy na yan. Okay, paano nga ba to? Let's recall first yung basic definition natin ng density. Density, yung symbol niya, yung rho, is simply the mass per unit volume. Again, rho equals m over v. To solve this, tinatanong ano yung density ng wood. So from the equation, we can rearrange yung density ng wood would be equal to the mass over volume. Binigay yung volume ng wood dito. That's 0.01 cubic meters. However, hindi natin alam kung ano yung mass ng wood. Sir, paano ma-solve yung mass ng wood? We can use the Archimedes principle. Okay, ano nga ba yung Archimedes principle? It says that the buoyant force is equal dun sa weight ng displaced fluid. Again, yung buoyant force, o upward force na yon, equal dun sa weight ng displaced fluid. And for a floating object, take note, for a floating object, yung buoyant force na yon exactly balances the object's weight. In other words, yung weight ng displaced fluid ay equal dun sa weight ng object. Again, this is for a floating object. The buoyant force exactly balances the object's weight. Ibig sabihin yung weight ng displaced fluid ay equal sa weight ng object. Sorry, Dash, ano naman? Ibig sabihin, kapag na-solve natin yung weight ng displaced fluid, ma-solve na rin natin yung weight ng object. At pag alam mo na yung weight ng object, malalaman mo na yung mass ng object. Kasi di ba, weight is simply the mass multiplied by the g. Tignan natin yung isa-isa. Alright, let's have some representation. Let V sub, or yung submerged volume, equal 60% ng total volume. So that's 60% ng 0.01 cubic meter. So that's 60. So that's, ang 60% is 0.6. So 0.6 times 0.001, you have 0.006 cubic meters. Next, let's look for the weight ng displaced water o yung fluid natin. That is mass of displaced water times G. Again, weight is simply M times G. Now, yung mass ng water, pwede mong masolve yan using the density formula. Diba? Density is mass over volume. Hence, yung mass is density times the volume. So dito, yung density ng water is 1,000 kg per cubic meters multiplied mo sa volume ng submerged. That would be 0.006. So that would be equal to 6 kilograms. Ito yung mass ng water mo. Again, ito po yung mass ng water. 6 kilograms. Now, again, according kay Archimedes principle, the buoyant force equal to the weight of the displaced fluid, and for a floating object, yung weight ng displaced fluid ay equal to sa weight ng object. Ibig sabihin, itong weight ng displaced fluid na 6 kg times G equal din doon sa may weight ng wood natin. Yung weight ng wood is mass ng wood times G. Hindi mo na kailangan i-plug in pa yung G kasi makakancel din naman yan. Pero if you want, pwede rin naman. You can use yung approximated natin value na 10 meters per second squared. Okay? But again, from the equation, makakancel. If you have other solutions, pwede rin na. So from here, kitang-kita nyo na yung weight ng wood is equal to mass ng wood times G. At equal nga ito dun sa may weight ng displaced water. Ibig sabihin yung mass din ng wood natin ay 6 kilograms. Alright, since may mass ka na, you can now solve for the density ng wood. Density is simply mass over volume. So that's mass ng wood over total volume. So that's 6 kilograms all over 0.01 cubic meters. or the answer would be 600 kilogram per cubic meters. That's it. Again, if you have other solutions, okay lang po yan. So the correct answer is letter B. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless. Physics 27. Wave speed on a string. A wave travels along a rope with the frequency of 5 Hz and a wavelength of 2 meters. What is the wave speed? A. 0.4 meters per second, B. 2.5 meters per second, C. 5 meters per second, or D. 10 meters per second. Again, a wave travels along a rope with the frequency of 5 Hz and a wavelength of 2 meters. What is the wave speed? A. 0.4 meters per second, B. 2.5 meters per second, C. 5 meters per second, or D. 10 meters per second. Go. You may pause the video and solve it on your own. Alright, sir, paano nga ba sinasolve ito? Madali lang itong question na to. We just need to recall yung wave equation natin. Yung universal wave equation, sabi doon, V equals F times lambda. Yung V yung wave speed natin, yung F yung frequency ng wave. Ano ba yung frequency? Yung number ng complete wave cycle passing per unit time. Yung lambda naman, yung para siyang letter Y na nakabaliktad. No? That's a Greek letter called lambda. Ayun yung wavelength. Yung wavelength yung distance between two consecutive crests or troughs or rarefaction and compression. Ano? So yung wave speed formula is V equals F times lambda. So to get the wave speed, we just need to multiply yung frequency at yung wavelength. So 5 Hz times 2 meters, you have 10 meters per second. Sir, bakit naging meters per second? Kasi yung hertz natin is equal to 1 over S din. So 1 over S times 2 meter, you have meter per second. Alright, the correct answer is letter D. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless. Physics 28. Convex lenses or converging lenses. An object is placed 40 centimeters in front of a convex lens with a focal length of 20 centimeters. The image formed will be blank. A. Virtual, upright, and larger than the object. B. Real, inverted, and the same size as the object. C. Real, inverted, and larger than the object. Or D. Virtual, upright, and smaller than the object. Again, an object is placed 40 centimeters in front of a convex lens with a focal length of 20 centimeters. The image formed will be blank. A. Virtual, upright, and larger than the object. B. Real, inverted, and the same size as the object. C. Real, inverted, and larger than the object. Or D. Virtual, upright, and smaller than the object. Go. Pause this video and try to solve it on your own. Recall your lens principles and lessons. Okay, i-recall natin. Sir, ano nga ba yung convex lens? Yung convex lens, yung converging lens, yung may bulging surface. It bends parallel light rays to a point called yung focal point na yon. And yung distance from the lens to that point, yung tinatawag na focal length. Take note, when an object is placed at exactly twice the focal length, so dito, 2F is 40 centimeters, yung image it forms on the other side, also at 2F. And the image is real, ibig sabihin, it can be projected on a screen, inverted siya upside down, and exactly the same size. Ito yung mga ginagamit sa mga photocopiers and cameras. Sir, gusto kong malaman mathematically. At tingnan natin quantitatively kung paano nga ba ma-prove na ang sagot dito ay real, inverted, and same size. Okay, let's see. Given, yung focal length ay 20 centimeters. Positive to kasi convex. For convex, positive yung ating focal length. So, plus 20. At yung DO natin is 40 centimeters. Okay? So, in front of the convex lens siya. Now, we can use the thin lens equation. Yung 1 over F equals 1 over DO plus 1 over DI. If we will plug in, that's 1 over 20 equals 1 over 40 plus 1 over DI. You can solve for it. Okay? Solving for DI, you will see that 1 over DI equals 1 over 20 minus 1 over 40. Transform it into similar fractions. 2 over 40 minus 1 over 40 equals 1 over 40. Again, this is 1 over DI. If we will solve for the DI, reciprocal lang natin. Take the reciprocal, so that would be DI equals 40 centimeters. Ibig sabihin, positive, so real image to on the opposite side. Okay, so letter B, real talaga siya. Now, paano malaman kung inverted? Okay, we can use the magnification equation. M equals negative DI over DO. So we can plug in, that's negative 40 over 40. So negative 1. Ibig sabihin ng 1, same size siya. Ibig sabihin ng negative sa magnification, it is inverted. Inverted, upside down. So the correct answer is letter B. Real, inverted, and the same size as the object. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless. Physics 29, specific heat capacity. How much heat is needed to raise the temperature of 0.5 kilogram of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius? The specific heat capacity of water is 4184 joules per kilogram Celsius degree. A. 4184 joules. B. 2920 joules. C. 41840 joules. Or D. 83680 joules. Again, how much heat is needed to raise the temperature of 0.5 kilogram of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius? The specific heat capacity of water is 4184 joules per kilogram Celsius degree. A. 4184 joules. B. 2920 joules. C. 41840 joules. Or D. 83680 joules. Go. Pause this video and try to solve it on your own. Sir, paano nga ba isolve ito? Nalimot na yung specific heat capacity. Okay, let's try to recall. Meron tayong heat formula. Alala nyo to? Q equals mc delta T. Ito yung amount of heat needed. Tama? For this process to happen, to change the temperature of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. So yung Q ay yung amount of heat. Tama? Measured niya, or yung kanyang unit ay joules. Measured in joules. Yung mass, yung M, yung C, yung specific heat capacity, that's 4184 joules per kilogram Celsius degree sa water. Yung delta T, yung change in temperature. From the problem, we can now solve it. Binigay naman yung mass, 0.5 kilograms. Alam mo na yung C, 4184. Yung delta T, yung change in temperature, subtract mo lang yung initial tsaka yung final. So, final temperature, 40 degrees Celsius minus initial temperature, 20 degrees Celsius. So that is 20 Celsius degree. Plug in the values, 0.5 times 4184 times 20, you will have 41,840 joules. So na-cancel sa kilogram tsaka sa Celsius degree. Sa ibang book, ang ginagamit na symbol ay degree Celsius. Pero kapag change in temperature kasi, according to books, mas appropriate na gamitin yung Celsius degree na. Alright? That's it. See you sa next session. So the correct answer is letter C, 41840 joules. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless. Physics 30, electromagnetic induction, Lenz's law. A bar magnet is pushed quickly into the coil of wire. What happens? A. A constant direct current is induced in the coil. B. An alternating current is induced as long as the magnet moves. Or C. No current is induced because the coil is not connected to a battery. Or D. A current is induced only while the magnet is moving inside the coil. Again, a bar magnet is pushed quickly into a coil of wire. What happens? A. A constant direct current is induced in the coil. B. An alternating current is induced as long as the magnet moves. C. No current is induced because the coil is not connected to a battery. Or D. A current is induced only while the magnet is moving inside the coil. Go. Try to think about it. Pause this video. Answer it on your own. Alright, sir, medyo nalimot na yung electromagnetic induction. Let's recall. Yung electromagnetic induction is simply the production of an electric current in a circuit when the magnetic field through it changes. Naalala ba yung Faraday's law tsaka Lenz's law? Yung Faraday's law, yung equation niya, naalala? The induced EMF, yung epsilon, is proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux. Tama? Ibig sabihin nito, when the magnet moves, the magnetic field through the coil changes, inducing a current. And take note that once the magnet stops moving, the magnetic flux becomes constant. Kapag constant na yung magnetic flux, no current is induced. Take note na yung induction nangyayari lang yon kapag meron kang relative motion, kapag minumove mo yung magnet. I hope you can recall yung magnet loop experiment. Tama? Okay, tingnan natin bakit mali yung A, B, C, letter A. A constant direct current is induced in the coil. Mali ito. Why? Induced current is not constant. It rises and falls as the speed changes and yung direction depends dun sa may orientation ng magnet. Letter B. An alternating current is induced as long as the magnet moves. Okay, mali rin. AC would require the magnet to move back and forth repeatedly. Dito ang sinabi lang naman, a bar magnet is pushed quickly. So a single push produces a pulse, hindi po alternating. Letter C. No current is induced because the coil is not connected to a battery. Okay, mali rin. Why? Motion relative to a coil does induce current kahit walang battery. Kagaya sa mga generator. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless! Hashtag, sana makatulong. If you want more reviewers and scholarship information, you may visit my social media account, Sir Dash Masong. Available sa YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Pinapamigay ko rin po itong mga reviewer. If you want free digital copies of this reviewer, you can comment free reviewer and I will send you the link. That's it. See you sa next session. God bless!